Relax. Close your eyes and relax. Breathe naturally and relax. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. Let it go through your mouth. Breathe in again. Hold it. Let it go. 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 Two more times. Breathe naturally and relax. Breathe naturally and relax. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your hands. Relax your mind. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Relax your body. Relax. 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 Open your eyes and relax. Open your eyes and relax. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs, and relax. How's that? Okay? Anybody have any questions about that? Anybody have any problems? Yeah. Go ahead.
So I had an itch on my eyebrow, and I was trying to breathe it away, and I couldn't. So I ended up putting my hand up there. What should I have done about that?
If you need to scratch it, go ahead and scratch it and then let it go. Not a big deal.
Would it have gone away? Could I have breathed it away, you think?
You know, I don't know how to answer that. I can sometimes. Sometimes
I tried, but it was
okay. So there's a technique when you're in pain to separate yourself from that pain or separate yourself from that itch. Your body is experiencing that itch, but you aren't. But your body is, right? But that's something that it takes a while. It just takes a while. But if you practice meditation long enough, I think those things kind of come a little more naturally. For me, I can do it when my mind is not heavily occupied. It's not always the case. Sometimes my mind's really occupied and I can't just kind of scratch it and make it go away. So it's all good. And if you have to do that during meditation, just scratch it and it's not a big deal. Go back to doing what you're doing. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. So did anybody have any issues last week? Any questions or problems with meditation you wanted to bring up?
I didn't have any problems. I've been meditating in the morning and in the evening, and you were right about meditation and sleeping sisters because I slept all night last night.
That's awesome. Yay.
I woke up a few minutes early and did a little longer meditation. So all worked out.
Nice. I'm so glad. And they are. So again, all we're doing is relaxing, right? This is not complicated stuff. It's just that there's no other space in our lives where that's all we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we think relaxation is watching TV, it's really not. It's usually just a distraction so that we don't have to think about the other things that were stressing us out, right? Sometimes it's enjoyment. We sit down and watch a movie or whatever. But the definition of relaxation is freedom from tension. And so that's what we're looking for. And we have to just sit and allow it to happen. We have to be okay with whatever is happening and just notice it, right? Did anybody notice one or two things that are common themes that come up for you during your meditation?
Well, I regularly have lists that start running through my head of things that I need to be doing that I'm not.
Yes, indeed. That's exactly what happened to me the first, I don't know, few weeks. Anybody else?
I'm regularly thinking of the list that Natalie's making for me on the list that she's going through. So,
Nice. Indeed. Anybody else? Anybody's brain on the hamster wheel can't get off? Yeah, got that one going. Right. So there are four main sources of stress. There's certainly a lot of sources of stress out there, but there are four main sources. And those would be work, relationship, health. Oh, shoot, there's a fourth one. Hang on a minute. Work, relationship, health. I can't. Come on. I forgot the other one. Wealth. How could I forget that? Money. So there's four main stresses for all of us. And typically, we're going to fall into one bucket. One of those buckets is usually a trigger for us. Sometimes if we're having a rocky time in another one, then you can have two, or one will overtake the other, right? But the point of all this is for you to start to recognize which one is yours. Mine was work. That was always mine. But I say always, I started meditating after I was married and my relationship was good. So that didn't have to be one. Work was the one I struggled with the most. So the point of all of this is to find your source of stress. What one or two are recurring for you? Once you understand the source, you'll know what to do about it. So this process opens us up to becoming aware of what's happening in our internal world. So what's going on in there? Once we understand the source, we know what to do about it. Does that make sense? It takes time and it won't make sense immediately. Yes, ma'am. Did you raise your hand, Julia? You're just stretching. Okay. Once you know what it is, you'll know what to do about it. You won't need anyone else to tell you what to do. So when we practice meditation again today, I'm going to give you another little directive. And Julia brought this up last time, which is what to do with your thoughts, right? Because typically when we sit down, we're thinking. Thoughts are like clouds. I mean, if you ever, when you're a kid, you lay down on the hill and you look up at the clouds and one goes by, it looks like an elephant. Another one comes by, it's a man's face, right? And you're kind of making shapes and stuff. Well, they just keep coming. Your thoughts are like that as well. They just keep coming. And every now and then, there's a break. And there's nothing but blue sky. Right? And then the thoughts come back. And that's how the mind works. And so what I want you to do this next time is to watch your thoughts. Just notice them. Don't get wrapped up in them. So when a thought comes over you, and then you start going there and you start playing that thought out, and this is how that'll go, and then this will happen, and then that'll happen, you already left. You're gone. What we want you to do is just notice and let it go. The thought comes in, oh, here comes my to-do list. Yes, 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 I will. One of the things that's important for you to know, if you're meditating and something comes up for you that you really need to do or pay attention to, when you relax, when you get up, it will come back to you. There's no need to open your eyes and write it down. It's important, it'll come back, especially if you're relaxed. Does that make sense? So when you're meditating is not the time to worry with it. It's the time to notice that it's there and let it go. Let it come in, let it go out. I had a little bit of a hard time with that in the beginning. So Ranjit told me the next time to watch my thoughts like they're a movie happening to someone else. And that did it for me. So whichever one of those methods works for you, all we're trying to do is to become aware of what's going through our mind. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you don't know what one or two thoughts were bothering you this past or what is weighing on you, try this week or this next few days. Normally we have a week in between sessions, so that's why I keep saying this week, but try these next few days to, I don't want you to effort while you're meditating, but when you get up, kind of look back and go, what were the main things that kept running through my mind, right? And jot them down so you remember them. So what we're trying to do here is become present. And presence is being in the moment on purpose without judgment. That whole judgment piece is a booger because there's always judgment. The mind likes to judge. The mind says it's okay, it's not okay, this is good, this is bad. The heart is always open. The heart doesn't judge. So we're not judging your thoughts as good and bad. We're not judging that if it's relationship and work that's bothering you, that's not good, it's not bad, it just is. Does that make sense? What your mind is doing when you're meditating, it's not good, it's not bad, It just is. We're just there to notice with curiosity. Remember, this is an experiment to see how it shows up for you. That's all it is. Anybody have any questions about that? No? Okay. Do we want to try again? Yep. Okay. Well, let's meditate again. So this time, when you're meditating, notice what you're thinking about. Let the thought come in. Let it go out. That's it. Make sense? All right, let's give it a try. Close your eyes and relax. Close your eyes and relax. Breathe naturally and relax. Take a deep breath in and hold it. Let it go. Breathe in again. Hold it. Let it go. Breathe in again. Hold it. Let it go. Again. Hold it. Let it go. Breathe naturally and relax. Breathe naturally and relax. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your hands. Relax your mind. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Relax your body. Relax. 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 Meditate on your breath. Let the thoughts come. Let the thoughts go. Let the thoughts come. Go. Your job is just to relax. Open your eyes and relax. Open your eyes and relax. What'd you think? Okay.
That was nice. I find that the longer into it go, then the thoughts start coming faster. Is that typical?
Faster.
Like, I'll start really relaxed,
Uh-huh.
and then the thoughts will pass, and then they start.
Hello, Natalie. We want your attention. Yeah. It's okay. Just breathe through that.
Mm-hmm.
And just, is any of it making you anxious? Like, do you feel pressed? I've got to get to this next thing.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like, it's like, okay, yeah.
Time to move on. Yeah.
Time to move on.
And so you're probably that way in life too, like a
Mhm.
very get it done kind of person, right?
Yeah.
Not really procrastinate too much. You got your list. I'm going to check it off and we're going to get this done and knock
I
it
like
out.
efficiency.
You like efficiency. It's
Yes.
okay. So I would recommend that you do your meditation in the morning.
Yes.
Back up your wake up time. So you're not, like, if you're waking up at the same time, you might still feel that push to get everything done. If you back up your wake up time just 15 minutes and can convince yourself that this is 15 minutes extra you never had before.
Yeah.
And so when you get up from your meditation, your day is going to start at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that's great.
See if that works for you. Because I'm thinking in the middle of your day, this is going to be the toughest for you. But what I will tell you is if you're not meditating and you're finding that energy getting thrown forward, like, I got to get this done, breathe. Take some really deep breaths. It will help you settle back into presence. Because sometimes we're so focused on our list that we're not really paying attention to the nuances of other things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good advice.
So it's a good balance. It's good to be that way. Action is very important. Nothing happens without it. But being able to give great thought to the actions too is important too. And I think maybe just that small step back will also probably help you kind of calm where you're working in flow more than feeling like you're anxious and pushing. Right. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And that'll be easier for you and more of a gift, and you'll be able to have more fun with being so busy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think for me, first in the morning is not going to work because I have a really great ritual in the morning that I love.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing. But I'm running through my to-do list like crazy in the morning. After I do that reading time, like that's my time to like figure out my whole day. So I'm like Natalie in that way. Like I'm a doer kind of person. So for people like us, is night better? Because then you're processing your whole day, like how it all went, right?
Right.
So
I would say,
I have no idea what time of day. My brain never stops. Never.
Right. So start with what's easiest.
Okay.
If you can do it before bed, do it before bed. And if you notice that you're processing your day, that's okay. The point of it is to be aware of what you're doing in there. Become aware of what's going through your mind. You don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to consider it bad. It's not bad. It just is what is. Right? And just let it be. This practice takes time, which is why they call it a practice. I've been at it for 12 years. It's a practice, right? But it's like exercise too. You keep doing it. We get older and we change and we keep doing it, and somehow we continue to stay healthy, right? Because we kept doing it. It's just that process. But I don't want it to feel like a thing you got to check off your list, especially for those doers. I'd like for you to consider it a self-care gift, because you deserve it. And now, in order for you not to mess up your morning routine, if you want to try it in the morning, if you can back up your wake up time, I don't know if that's possible, 15 minutes, and try it then, and know that that's free time you never had before. So everything else in your day will start the exact same way it normally does, and you're not giving up anything.
Right. That makes sense.
That's what I had to do. I didn't have a choice. My little kids were little. They got up at 6 a.m. I had to get up at 5 a.m. because I wanted that time in between to either exercise or organize my day or just get my head on straight. So I get up at 5, and 5 to 5:15 was meditation. The other 45 minutes could be exercise or anything else. And I still felt like I had that me time before they got up and before, the world just went crazy. So play with it and see what works for you. But perhaps for those doers in the afternoon, maybe just take a minute to take 8 deep breaths. It won't take 1 or 2 minutes, just to kind of calm that energy a little bit. Make sense? Awesome. Anybody else? So the whole point of all of this is presence. A lot of times we are in the past or in the future more than we're here. And when we're here, we really, really understand what's happening, and we can see things for what they are. And I'll give you a little, for instance. I had a client, and she came in and asked her how her week went, and she said it was good, except that her daughter backed over the bush in her driveway. And I said, oh, okay. And she said, yeah, I couldn't believe she did that. And I told her, I can't believe it. What, did you not see the bush? The bush was right there. And if you backed over the bush, what if you hit somebody and their baby in the street or something? Oh my God, that would just be disaster. You got to really pay attention. I'm like, well, wait a minute. None of that happened. She didn't hit a baby and a mom in the street. She just hit the bush. She goes, but she didn't see it. I'm like, okay. And so we kind of had to unpack a little bit of that to help her realize all she did was share her anxiety with her daughter, which isn't likely going to make her a better driver. It's just going to make her a far more anxious driver, right? A very fearful one, which for all of us, we recognize you can't drive scared. You need to drive confident, aware, but confident. So mom was in the future of the what if this happened, instead of being right there with her daughter, being able to say, oh, okay, well, let's try and understand what that happened so we don't do that again, right? So we created all this emotion, all this anxiety over something really tiny, over a fear that she has for the future. So when we're present, we can see what's really happening. Is oftentimes what we think is happening, what we see is not really what is. Does that make sense? Because we're coming from our own place of fear or something else. So there's 4 main weights that drive our decisions. The biggest, one of the most powerful ones is fear. There's love. So we all want to be loved, want to belong. There's greed. We're all greedy about something. It might not be money, it might be attention, might be food, might be anything. If there's chocolate cake around, I'm greedy. I want all of it for myself. Obligation is another. We think we're obligated. Sometimes that's true, sometimes it's not. So seeing things for what they really are, discovering what is weighing on us and driving our decisions, those are the things that will impact the quality of our lives. We will all have stress. It never goes away, but how we handle it will determine the quality of our lives. And becoming aware of what your mind is doing is how you start to resolve all that. That's how you become present to what's real. Does that make sense? It'll make more sense further down the road. But for now, for the next few days, try your meditations. Try to find a time of day that works for you. Try to find a space that works for you so that you create a habit. So the body gets in the habit of starting to relax as you go and sit down. And then notice what's on your mind. Don't think about it hard. Just sit down and practice. And when you get up, oh, so what was going through my head? What's weighing on me? Just notice that. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in our next session. And I will not forget to introduce sleeping meditation if anyone needs it. I know somebody asked me about that. I think, was it Dr. George? Did you ask me about laying down, meditating?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can show you guys that one next session as well. And yeah, I'll show you that one in case you need it. Sometimes we need it. Does anybody have any questions?
No, thanks again, Angela.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Thank you.
All right. Well, do email me if you have any questions or any problems. And we'll see you. I think our next session is Saturday.
It is.
Perfect.
Saturday at noon.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye, guys.